The grand assembly hall stretched before me like the belly of some massive creature, all curved walls and pulsing bioluminescent panels that made my third eye water. I'd been stationed here for 6 cycles now, recording the proceedings of the Galactic Council, and honestly, most days I wanted to claw my sensory organs out from sheer boredom. But today, today was different. The human delegation has arrived, announced Prefect Vorn, his vocal sacs inflating with that annoying self-importance he always carried. The prefect was a Kvalian, which meant he looked like someone had crossed a praying mantis with a bureaucrat and then removed any sense of humor from the resulting nightmare. I adjusted my recording array and watched the door's iris open. She walked in alone. That was the first thing that made my scales prickle. Every species sent delegations. Plural. The Thanari brought 17 representatives just to argue about mining rights on dead asteroids. The Ixians never showed up with fewer than 40. But Earth? Earth sent one woman. She was tall by human standards, I'd guess, though honestly they all looked like elongated grubs to me. Dark skin, hair pulled back in some kind of functional arrangement, wearing what appeared to be a simple gray suit that somehow cost more than my annual salary. Her identification badge read Dr. Maya Okonkwo, Representative, Terran Collective. One delegate sneered Council member Thex from his hovering platform. The Draxian's tentacles writhed with barely concealed contempt. Is this the best Earth can manage? Do they mock this council? Maya Okonkwo didn't respond. She simply walked to the speaker's platform, her footsteps echoing in that peculiar way human shoes made against our biocomposite floors. Tap. 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 Like a countdown. She placed a small case on the podium. Didn't open it. Just let it sit there while she looked up at the assembled council members, all 43 species represented, all staring down at this single human. Then she smiled. Saints of the Seven Suns, that smile. It didn't reach her eyes. Prefect Vorn, she said, her voice clear and utterly devoid of the nervousness I'd seen from hundreds of petitioners before her. Thank you for this opportunity. I understand the Council has questions about Earth's application for full membership status. Questions, Vorn repeated, and I could hear the disdain dripping from every syllable. The Council has concerns. Significant concerns. Your species controls barely one system. Your technology is primitive compared to the established members. Your military capacity is laughable. Your contribution to galactic commerce is negligible. Tell us, Dr. Okonkwo, why should we grant Earth a seat at this table? The human tilted her head. Just a slight movement. Maybe 15 degrees to the left. The kind of gesture that might mean curiosity in some species, confusion in others. The room went silent. I mean silent. Thexa's tentacles stopped mid-writhe. Vorn's vocal sacs deflated. Even the ambient hum of the chamber's life support seemed to pause. I'd never heard it this quiet. Not in 6 cycles. Not once. That's an interesting question, Maya said softly. Too softly. The chamber's acoustics carried her words perfectly, but there was something about the tone that made my protective scales want to snap into place. Before I answer, I have one of my own. You dare, Thex began. How many of you, Maya continued, ignoring him completely, have actually read Earth's application file? The complete file? Silence. The kind that screamed guilt. I thought so. She tapped the case on the podium. Once. Twice. See, humans have this saying. Know your audience. We did our homework. Spent 3 years studying council proceedings. Every vote. Every debate. Every single application for membership that's been submitted in the last 2 centuries. She paused, looking up at the tiered seating where the council members perched, floated, or otherwise positioned themselves. Do you want to know what we found? Nobody answered. I was recording all of this, of course, my sensory array capturing every micro-expression, every shift in posture. This would either be the shortest application hearing in history or the most spectacular disaster I'd ever witnessed. Probably both. 47 species, Maya said, opening her case now. She pulled out a data chip. Just one. 47 species applied for council membership in the last 200 years. 23 were accepted. 24 were rejected. Would you like to guess the criteria for acceptance? Vorn's mandibles clicked together in agitation. The criteria are clearly stated in the charter, yes. Maya held up the data chip. Technology level, territorial control, economic contribution, military capability, cultural development. All very official. All very proper. Except. That word hung in the air like a knife. Except, she continued, when we analyzed the actual decisions? None of those factors mattered. Not really. 20 of the rejected species had superior technology to members who were accepted. 15 controlled more territory. 8 had larger economies. The criteria were just window dressing. She inserted the data chip into the podium's interface. Holographic display sprang to life around the chamber, data scrolling past faster than I could process it. But I caught glimpses. Charts. Graphs. Analysis that must have taken human computers months to compile. The real criteria, Maya said, and now her smile was gone completely, was something else entirely. Something never written down. Never officially acknowledged. This is preposterous. Thexa's tentacles thrashed. We follow strict. You accept species that won't threaten the existing power structure, Maya interrupted. Her eyes fixed on Thex. Then on Vorn. Then swept across the entire assembly. You want members who'll be grateful. Compliant. Useful. You don't want equals. You want subordinates. The silence was back. Council member Rix A Peltherin, who usually stayed silent during proceedings, leaned forward on her crystalline perch. Her 3 eyes blinked in sequence, a sign of genuine curiosity. And you believe Earth would be different? Maya turned to face her directly. Oh, Council member Rix A, we're absolutely different. That's precisely why you're going to accept our application. I almost dropped my recording array. The sheer audacity. The absolute confidence. This woman was either brilliant or completely insane. Maybe both. Vorn's vocal sacs inflated to maximum capacity. You presume too much, human. This council has rejected applications from species far more advanced than yours. What makes you think we would accept a backwater planet barely capable of fusion drives? Because, Maya said, and she tapped something on the podium. The holographic displays changed. We're already essential to your economy and you don't even realize it. New data flooded the chamber. Trade routes. Economic patterns. Resource flows. I squinted at the numbers, trying to make sense of what I was seeing. 43% of medical compounds used in Draxian hospitals originate from Earth-based organic chemistry, Maya stated, looking directly at Thex. Your people live 20 years longer on average because of medications derived from what you call our primitive biology. Thexa's tentacles went very still. 17% of the Kvalian military fleet runs on power cells that use rare earth elements processed through techniques Earth developed. She shifted her gaze to Vorn. Your defense contractors buy them through 6 layers of intermediaries so it doesn't appear on official records. We know. We tracked it all. Vorn's mandibles had stopped clicking entirely. Maya wasn't done. The Thanari Agriculture Consortium depends on pollinator drones based on Earth insect biology. The Ixian entertainment industry made 4 billion credits last cycle from media formats humans invented. The Peltheran education system uses teaching methodologies adapted from human cognitive science. Should I continue? The silence had evolved beyond mere quiet. It was the kind of silence that preceded explosions. Or revolutions. You've been using us for decades, Maya said, her voice still soft but carrying absolute certainty. Taking our innovations, our resources, our biological diversity, running them through enough intermediaries that you could pretend we were irrelevant. A primitive species not worth noticing. Meanwhile, you built dependencies on Earth products so deep that cutting us off would crash sectors of your economies. Lies. Thex finally found his voice. Unsubstantiated accusations. Feel free to verify. Maya gestured at the data displays. Every transaction documented. Every patent traced. Every supply chain mapped. We spent 3 years on this, remember? Humans might be slow at space travel, but we're very, very good at detective work. Rixay made a sound like wind chimes in a hurricane. Peltheran laughter. Clever primates, she said. You're threatening economic disruption if we reject you. No. Maya shook her head. I'm stating facts. What you do with those facts is your choice. Reject our application, and we'll simply make all of this information public. Every species in the galaxy will know how dependent council members are on non-member resources. How the mighty Galactic Council needs products from a backwater planet they consider beneath notice. Your credibility would be impacted. Blackmail, Vorn hissed. Negotiation, Maya corrected. There's a difference. Blackmail would be if we threaten to cut off supply. We're not doing that. We're simply saying that transparency matters. The galaxy deserves to know the truth about galactic economics. Don't you agree, Prefect? The Council values honesty, doesn't it? Oh, this woman was dangerous. I could see it in the way she'd structured everything. Not a direct threat. Nothing the Council could officially object to. Just an offer of information sharing that would devastate their political standing. What do you want? Rixay asked. At least someone was being practical. Full membership, Maya said immediately. Not provisional status. Not observer status. Full voting rights. Immediate implementation. Impossible. Vorn's vocal sacs were quivering now. The procedures require years of evaluation, cultural integration studies, technology assessments. Which you'll waive, Maya interrupted. Just like you waived them for the Draxian expansion territories 12 years ago. Just like you waived them for the Penthry colonies 8 years ago. The Council has discretionary authority to grant emergency membership status. I've read the charter. All of it. Including the amendments you thought nobody outside the Council chambers knew about. How did she know that? Those amendments were supposed to be classified. I glanced at my recording array, wondering if I should be documenting this at all. This felt above my security clearance. Way above. You walk in here with your data and your threats, Thex growled, his translator barely keeping up with his agitation, and expect us to simply capitulate? I expect you to be rational, Maya replied. Earth becomes a member, officially recognized, and all this stays quiet. We become valued partners instead of hidden suppliers. You maintain your credibility. Your economies continue functioning smoothly. Everyone wins. And if we refuse? Vorn asked. Maya's smile returned. That cold, not reaching her eyes smile. Then I give a very interesting press conference to every major media outlet in the galaxy. I'm scheduled to meet with Galactic News Network in 3 hours. Either to announce Earth's acceptance into the Council, or to release the most comprehensive exposé of Council economics ever compiled. Your choice. The silence stretched. I could hear my own breathing apparatus cycling. Could hear the distant hum of the station's engines. Could practically hear the council members' thoughts racing. Rixay spoke first. I move to vote on Earth's application. Immediately. Seconded, came a voice from the upper tiers. A Yothrian representative I'd never heard speak before. Vorn looked like he wanted to argue. His mandibles opened, closed, opened again. But he was trapped and he knew it. Very well, he finally said. All in favor of granting Earth full council membership status, effective immediately. The votes came in quickly. 41 in favor. 2 abstentions. 0 against. Maya Okonkwo nodded once, collected her data chip, and closed her case. Thank you for your time, council members. I look forward to working with all of you. Earth's first official proposal will be submitted next cycle. It concerns transparency in economic reporting. I think you'll find it very interesting. She turned and walked out, her footsteps echoing again. Tap. 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 The doors irised shut behind her. Nobody spoke for a full minute. Then Rixay's wind chime laugh filled the chamber again. Well, she said, I believe we just learned why Earth should never have been underestimated. I stopped my recording, saved the file under maximum encryption, and sat back in my monitoring station. Humans. Terrifying, brilliant, absolutely terrifying humans. The galaxy was never going to be the same.